Hey, hey! I am Paulina on the Finnish Path. Welcome to my monthly reading, Year to Come. I did a reading for the whole 2019 in December, and since things happen during the year, we make decisions and, things shift a little. I do a clarifying reading for each coming month at the end of each month, and it is actually the last day of May right now. So I'm reading for June now. And just to get started, I'll show you the card I pulled for June 2019 way back in December. Uh, it's death. Yeah, I know. This is scary card to many people, but this card actually signifies transition and change, a transition from the old to the new. So, well, think about it. In life, things need to die in order for new things to be born. So, it's just circle of life. So this is not a physical death. But this is a death in a way that in June things will be ending, cycles will end, and more specifically, this change is to do with our surroundings. Things around us will change very drastically and very suddenly. It feels very dramatic. It feels like death, in fact. It feels like everything's crumbling down around us, and there's just no coming back from it. Yes, there is. These things need to change, but the key here is how we deal with this change, how we embrace it. We need to. I'm actually preaching for myself, because for me, things changing in my life, things around me changing in a way that I can't control, that's really scary for me. So, I mean, it's horrible. Every single time it happens, I'm always, okay, that's it. That's the end of the road. Okay, I'm done. There's no coming back from it. Yes, there is. I have come back from all of that every single time, and I always will. But I just always panic when it happens. So, I mean, I'm not good with change. Inner change is fine, even though it is actually more devastating than things changing around you. But for me, inner change is preferable. This, inner everything crumbling down. I can deal with that. But things changing around me, it's always, I always panic, which is silly, because things change, and then we just need to shift. We need to go with the flow, and we need to accept the fact that, okay, this thing has come to an end, and that's it. So what is going to come and replace it? How are we going to, carry on in the new environment, in the way things are now after this death? Because that's what we need to do time and again. Yeah. So I'm actually really happy that the cards are here to warn me off that this is, lurking around, that this is going to happen. Things are suddenly going to change around me. and I can't stop it. I can't influence that change. All I can do is adjust the way I react to it and how I adjust to it and accept it and then move on and start building anew. So now I know that this is coming. And the thing is that when you do know something like this is just around the corner, then you can start preparing for it in advance. You can start preparing your mind to it. And that's actually what I'm doing already. I'm already preparing myself for the fact that things are going to end around me. Something I thought was, there for good, something like that. It's going to end. My circumstances are going to change. So I start preparing myself mentally for this. So when it actually does happen, perhaps it doesn't have to feel like death this time. Perhaps it will feel milder. It will be drastic, yes, but perhaps it will be more like transition rather than death. Okay, well, let's see. I am going to draw a clarifier to clarify this card because, like I said, I drew this in December and things have changed. Perhaps for the better. I don't know. So I'm going to draw a clarifier to give us a bit more information on what this death is perhaps referring to and what is waiting for us in June. So bear with me. I will tilt my camera down so that you can see me do the draw. Here we go. There are my cards. My beautiful Pam's Vintage Tarot deck. My cards are already pre-shuffled, but I'll just shuffle a little more for good measure so that you can see that I'm actually doing it. And here is the death card waiting. Yeah. And the deck I'm using, this is Pam's Vintage Tarot, as I said. You can find more information on this deck, also a link to the creator's page. The creator is Irene from My Lucky Card. And you can find this information in the blog post that I've done. I made an interview with this deck. So, oops, cards don't want to be shuffled anymore. Once more. Okay, here we are. Right. Okay, clarifier for June. This is Temperance, another major arcana card. Oh, interesting, very interesting, very good. I'm very happy about this. So, June is going to be a big deal for us. We have two major arcana cards here. So it is going to be a big deal. But I am so relieved that we got this card now to balance this death card. Temperance. Sorry, I'm getting a horrible glare. Is that better? Hope so. What a wonderful card this is. Temperance is, as the name implies, it is about temperance. It's about moderation. And looking at the picture, this beautiful figure is standing with one leg on the ground and one in the water. They are in balance. They are in touch with both reality, real life, and their subconscious, which is the water. They are also doing a balancing act of a kind. They are leveling water from one cup to another, so that both cups have perhaps the same amount. They are seeking balance. There's this triangle there on their chest. That's kind of divine symbol, Trinity symbol. And looking at this person, they are really concentrating on what they are doing, but they are at peace. This is a very peaceful card. So we are talking about balance here, seeking balance in everything we do, being in touch with both everyday life and our inner life, our subconscious. Let's see, I'll look at the card a bit more. Yeah, in the background there, sorry, there we go. There's a road that goes to this mountain. See the light there? That could be dawn. So this is a very strong indicator that new things will begin. Ah, isn't this a lovely card? Okay, I'll tilt the camera up again, then we'll talk a little more. There you are. Just trying to find the right angle. Is that good? Nod if that's good. Okay, you nodded. Let's decide that you nodded. So, we got death and we got temperance. Well, that's really all we need to know. No matter what happens in June, no matter what it is that will end in our life, we need to take deep breaths. We need to search for balance. Because when something ends really drastically, it is going to create a void. Obviously, we are going to feel that something is missing, as in an actual death. Whatever or whoever dies will leave a void. And this card, this temperance card, is telling us that we will be in desperate need of grounding. That's what this person is, this figure is doing with their feet. They are grounding themselves. And that's what we need to do. We need to ground, get a really good solid stance, and start balancing our lives. Start looking for balance, inner balance, but also regarding the things in our life, our circumstances. That's imperative. So it seems that June is really going to be a big deal for us. But we can absolutely do this. In fact, we are talking about a life lesson that we need to learn during June. The life lesson is specifically to do with how to cope with this sudden, drastic, shocking change. How to cope with it so that we don't go to pieces and we don't just crawl into a corner to die, but that we accept what life is giving us, and then start making it better for ourselves. It is our life. So we are the ones who need to form it and mold it into what we actually want it to be. Life is not something that is just happening to us. Life is what we make of it. And June is very much about that. And it is not just the tangible making for us this June. It is about the inner balance that we need to find. With this devastation, we need to find our inner balance and inner peace so that we can actually balance like this, one foot in reality, one foot in our inner life, our subconscious. Equally important in our lives. If we are not in balance, we are going to spill the water here. Okay. Okay, I for one feel a lot calmer with this Temperance card. Because like I said, I find this spooky. Not the card, but what it represents, the change. Why can't life just stay still and everything be the same always and nothing changes and nobody move and let me just, kind of roll in this little circle of mine? Oh well. Life doesn't, that's not life. Sorry, Paulina, that's not life. So, yeah. But just taking deep breaths, just looking for the inner balance and calmness. And then we will know how we can fill the void of this, whatever it is that is going to exit in June. Okay. Okay, I'll do my best. So, that was June for you. Started off kind of scary, but I think we have it covered. The Temperance card is, well, it's like a beacon for us this coming June. A beacon we can follow. Just let's keep in mind this card. Whatever June brings, just think of this card. I certainly will. Right. That was it. That's for June. And if you would want to follow this series, I do this reading every month. If you'd like to follow that, this series, you can enter your email address in my blog and you will be notified whenever I post anything new. Or indeed, if you prefer watching videos, there will be this small logo of mine that will appear by the end of the video. It will come here on the lower right-hand side corner of the video, and if you click that, you can easily subscribe to my YouTube channel, and again you will be notified whenever I download any videos or anything. Also, this is a reading I do for my clients. So if you have a big year coming, you're going to start something new. For example, your life is going to change in, say, in the autumn, in like September. You're going to start off in a new you're going to start a new career, or you're going to move houses into a new place, or whatever. Something big, something big will happen, in like, for example, in September. Then this is the reading you can order from my web shop. And what we can do is start the reading from, for example, September, and do it all the way to the next August. And then you can also order these clarifiers once a month, meaning that you will first get the reading for the whole year, and then once a month you will get a reading for the coming month. Just the kind of signifying reading like we did now. So all this in my web shop. And yeah, that's it. That's my message for June. I hope you have a wonderful June, despite the death card, and I will see you a month from now. Okay? Hey, hey!